Hello everybody and welcome to another video. So recently my husband and I visited Manipal's End Point, which is a beautiful location with a lot of greenery and dense forest-like areas. After we got back home, I was inspired to share this painting that I had done in my sketchbook some time back. This is also the first video of the sketchbook series. It is inspired by the amazing artist Lena Denya's Sketchbook Sunday series. So here I would be painting in my sketchbook at the same time talking about some art related topics and sharing my opinion on them. So today I want to talk about how to start painting as a hobby. So here's something that I've heard a lot of times from people I know personally and a lot of people on social media as well, that as a child they used to paint or make art a lot, but as they grew up, got into college or have a full-time busy job, basically when things changed in life they were unable to continue that and don't know how to start again even if they really want to. It reminds me of Pablo Picasso's famous lines, "Every child is an artist. The problem is to remain an artist once he grows up." So I want to share with you all 5 ideas or practices that have worked for me and have helped me to have art as a part of my everyday life. So I want to start with the first one, that is to set your intention of why you want to start painting. So is it just for fun, to play around with paints, to be creative, something you do to rejuvenate your mind and relax? Or is it that you want to enjoy yourselves while you're at it, but at the same time want to take some tutorials and improve your skill level, but still have it as a hobby? Or it could be that you're really passionate and want to be a really good artist and want to be able to create beautiful paintings, and maybe in the future you want to turn this hobby into a career. Whatever it is, state it, write it down, or just always have it in your mind. This step might sound unnecessary, but I do believe it really decides how fulfilled you're going to be while you're in this creative journey and whether or not you stick to this practice. For instance, I'm very passionate about creating, and I know I want to be able to express myself completely through my art with ease, which means I need to put in the hours and the effort to improve my skills. It's only been about 10 months since I've been on this journey of a full-time self-employed artist. But before that, I had to take out significant hours in a day to paint after I finished my 9 to 5 work as a designer. But maybe for some of you, painting could be just a way to relax and take a break. So in that case, our intentions of starting to paint are very different, and how we approach this journey too will be different. I will explain this idea in detail in the next point because it kind of leads to the next idea, that you should have low or no expectations when you start off. So here's why I think setting your intention is important, because most often we see a beautiful painting or another artist's work and we feel inspired to do what they are doing and feel, oh wow, I want to do that too, and get excited and set high expectations right when we start. But when we sit to start painting, we realize it's going nothing as planned. It looked easy and effortless when we saw the artist do it, but to us it feels frustrating because the painting looks nowhere close to what we thought it would look like. And this could lead us bailing out too early. We forget that those artists must have had years of practice and hundreds of failed attempts before being able to paint like they do. However, if your intention is to just have fun, then don't let the final outcome bother you, because that's not your goal, right? Just enjoy the process, spend the time creating from your heart without expectations. But if you started painting with the intention to improve your skill or to be a highly skilled artist, then it's going to take time, patience, and dedication, and a commitment to not give up until you get it. It might mean that you're doing the exact same thing the whole week, because repetition is key in any creative journey. So setting your expectations according to your intention is very important to not get disheartened or demotivated when you see that you're not getting the results you desired right away. The third point is to not wait for inspiration or the right time to start. A lot of times we wait around for inspiration to come to us, but most often it's during the process that most creative ideas are found. And we live in the age of the internet, and inspiration can be found with just a click of a button. Even just collecting images you love on Pinterest or taking pictures of your own and having them together itself will get you excited and will start inspiring you and stimulate your imagination. I love it how Elizabeth Gilbert in her book Big Magic writes, "Curiosity is the truth and the way of creative living." So you don't actually have to be highly inspired to be creative or to create. You just have to have a little curiosity to try something out. Follow that and see where it leads you. There is no perfect place or time when you are completely free or have no responsibilities. That's not going to happen. So follow that tiny bit of curiosity that you have and trust the process. The fourth point is that just start with what you have. When we are just starting, it is so easy to feel overwhelmed by the different types of art supplies, the different mediums and materials out there. And if you don't already know which medium you want to use, then often just hunting or researching about them can be really exhausting and can cause us to quit even before starting or just postpone starting it. So my advice will be to start off with poster colors or acrylic paints, which are the easiest to use as beginners. They are cheap and easily available anywhere, and they are quite forgiving to beginners. And a basic set of synthetic brushes and a few acrylic or watercolor papers, ideally 200 GSM or above, and that's all you need to start off. It does not have to be the best brand or the most fanciest thing out there, just the basics to start off with. So the fifth and the final practice I want to share, and I can't emphasize on the fact of how important I feel this is to have a creative ritual or a creative routine. Generally, we think of creative flow or a state of creation to be a very rare phenomenon, but like any habit or routine, this too has to be cultivated with patience and by being consistent. So instead of thinking that I will paint only when I feel like, it's good to set a routine around this, which means you show up even on the days you don't feel like showing up. And because you showed up, despite how you felt, you would get better at your skill in time, which would make you want to create more. And before you know it, creating art or painting is already a part of your everyday life. This would really depend person to person, but it could just mean that you set 30 minutes aside every day to work on your art. If that doesn't suit you, then maybe setting 2 to 3 days a week, 1 hour a day, might work for you. Or setting the weekend aside could be what works for you. Julia Cameron, in her book, The Artist's Way, talks about the concept of artist dates, which is a block of time specially set aside and committed to nurturing your inner artist. It's almost like having a romantic relationship with your creativity. So spending time being curious with the artist within you is crucial. The more you spend time together, the more you grow fond of each other and the more you understand your creative inner child. So this might mean that you let your family, your partner, or your parents know that this is the time you have set aside for your creative growth and you would like to have no other commitments during this time. Set a creative routine that suits you and your lifestyle, something that's sustainable. A time without judgment or inhibitions, just creating for the joy of creating. And trust me, you will soon discover or rediscover the lost artist in you. So these are some of the ideas or thoughts that have helped me so far in my creative journey, And I have to say that they don't just apply to painting, they apply for any small interest that you may have, which you have always wanted to explore more. So I hope this video helps some of you to get past the initial inhibitions that you may have and get started with your creative journeys. And let me know in the comments about how you keep up with your creative hobbies. If you have any tips or advices, then please do mention those in the comments so that others may benefit from them as well. The painting is also almost over. I really enjoyed painting this cabin in the woods scene. I got this reference image from Pinterest and felt like recreating it. I will link it below in case any of you want to try it out. I intend on having this sketchbook series once a month, so let me know if you enjoyed this one or found this helpful. Also, if there are any topics that you want me to talk about and share my opinion on, do let me know in the comments. So that's all I have to share with you all today. Have a lovely weekend, take care, and I will see you all soon. Bye bye.